Help to say a little bit because it's 1 hour for one person fasting is too much, and warm up the gathering. More people are coming. The meeting is ready for our guest speaker. So as kind of contribution to the time and to our guest, I thought that I take a few minutes today. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcoming everybody. I know we have also a guest from Chicago among us that I don't want to mention name because sometimes some people don't want to be recognized by name, kind of shy, but we welcome him in our gathering. And I may say during the iftar when everybody is relaxed and we are ready for that. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Yes, based on Tuesday to be the first day of month of Ramadan, then tonight would be the night of 19th and Laylat al-Dharba, the night of strike, and the night that the biggest crime against Islam and humanity happened when Ibn Muljam, Ashq al-Ashqiya, very miserable man that may Allah never forgive him for what he did against the voice of wisdom, voice of truth, voice of love, voice of justice, voice of leadership, Imam Ali alayhi salam. But the point is that when this happened, people heard Imam Ali saying, Fuztu wa Rabbil Kaaba. He was ready for that moment. The Prophet had told him when he was making the khutbah of Ramadan, the Prophet started in crying, say, Ya Ali, I know one day in one of the Ramadans in your life that your beard will be totally dyed with your blood. And that is the time that your head would be hit by an evil individual. So he knew that the martyrdom was waiting for him. And he didn't care about death. He cared about his deen. He cared about his faith, about his religion, about his dignity. And for that reason, he said, Ya Rasulullah, the time that I die, is it the time that my deen may die too, or I die when I'm Muslim, I die when my faith is protected? And the Prophet said, obviously, you live Muslim, you represent Islam, your life is a life of religion, and your death is a time that you die while you are Muslim, you are submitting your soul to the Creator. So Imam already knows about this, and he is sure that his death is not going to be natural death, is going to get martyred. For that reason, when they told him that Ibn Muljam is in town, and this guy is very suspicious, he is a suspect already, and let us do something about that. He said, what do you want me to do about him? They killed him. And Imam saying, I cannot do that. He has not killed me. How can I kill him? That's only when he committed the crime, then he's guilty. At this time, I cannot do that. And when even after that criminal committed that crime, Imam said that, make sure that you don't torture him. Make sure that you are not starting a massacre in the Muslim community. Say, oh, Ali was killed, Ali was killed. The same thing that happened after Uthman was killed. They started a big propaganda. Now they want to kill everybody because Uthman was killed. And they are accusing even Imam Ali, who sent his sons to protect Uthman, as a matter of fact. For a political reason, they play so many games and so much deception, so much injustice, so much hypocrisy, so much hate just for personal reason, all return to money and selfishness and greed of individual who forgot about the morality and forgot about the moral values. But now my point is that when Imam said, Fuztu wa Rabbil Kaaba, I'm one of the Faizin. Fawz means salvation. That the moment of my death is the moment of my salvation. Can you imagine if you and I have the same blessing that when we die, our death is the moment of our salvation. That means that the job is well done. We completed our mission on this earth. And when we meet with our Lord, we are happy and we are not embarrassed that we failed in the test of our life. And he says that, Fusto, that is the moment of truth. And the Prophet said one time, more than one time, several times, he said, Ya Ali, anta wa shi'atuka humul faizun. You and your real followers, those who follow you, support you, help you, you are faizun, means the people of salvation and victory. Now, if you go to the Quran, Quran has its own definition of al-fawz and faizin. It says, Man hum al-faizun? Who are the faizun? Who are the victorious? الذين آمنوا وهاجروا وجاهدوا في سبيل الله بأموالهم وأنفسهم. Those who were ready to sacrifice in the path of God for the sake of God, with their property, with their soul, and with whatever tools that they had available, they used it for the sake of truth, for the sake of God. These are faizun. If they had to migrate, if they had to struggle, if they had to spend money, if they have to even give up their life, they are ready and they are doing all for the sake of truth. These are al-faizun. That's one definition. Another definition of the Quran of faizun is alladhina sabaru. People who tell the truth, but they are ready to pay the price, and the price is patience, because you cannot defend the truth if you are not patient. You cannot go through the struggles of life if you are not patient. So the patient are faizun. The patient are the one who are people of salvation. Another definition in the Quran of faizun, man hum al-faizun? Man yuti' Allah wa rasulahu wa yakhsha Allah wa yattaqih. Those who obey Allah, obedience, and then at-taqwa, God's consciousness, and fear of God in their heart. These are other definitions of faizun. And the final verse that I mentioned, Ashabul Jannati humul faizun. If your destination is paradise, then you are really faizun. But if you are going to grave and the next station is hell, no matter how much money and how much fame and how much fashion we have in this world, you are not faizun. You are successful, you are victorious. You get salvation if your final destination is His kingdom. If your neighbors is Muhammad and Moses and Ibrahim and Jesus and Ahlul Bayt, if you are next to Ali and next to Hussein, then you are faizun, you are victorious. And my beloved brothers and sisters, what is really Islam without this faiz, without Ali, Amirul Mu'mineen, Amirul Faizin, Amirul Mujahideen? What is Islam without Ali? What is Islam without Hussein? How can we understand Islam? How can we know Islam if we don't know Ali, if we don't know Hussein? How can we understand the Quran if we don't understand Ahlul Bayt? How can you have this text if there is no mufassir, if there is no teacher for this text? They are the true teachers of the Quran. They are the one who taught us the essence of the Quran. So it was a big mistake for those who said, Hasbuna kitabullah, the Quran by itself is enough. And this was the beginning of deviation for this ummah for the last 1400 years. Because some people said, the Quran by itself is enough. The Quran is a text. Like you just go to university, have a text without professor. It doesn't work that way. You need a sharh, you need mufassir, you need a teacher for that text. Yes, in order to know Islam, we need to know Ahlul Bayt and Ali, because if Islam was about one word, لِيَقُومَ النَّاسُ بِالْقِسْطِ, Islam came for justice, and Ali is the leader of justice. There is the same goal. You cannot implement justice if we don't have a leadership like Ali. You remember that hadith, Silsilat al-Dhahab, when Imam al-Rida alayhi salam was going to Khurasan in his way in Nishabur, when all these journalists and people came around the Imam and they wanted the Imam to tell them something, to teach them something. And the Imam said that famous sentence that كلمة لا إله إلا الله حسني فمن دخل حسني أمن من عذابي. That the word of La ilaha illallah, the unity, that there is one God and one universe, one Lord, Rabbul Alameen. Tawheed, the oneness of God, faith in one God, is the password for protection. Hisni. Whoever came inside this hisna, this spiritual protection of Tawheed, then amina min adabi. No punishment, no hurt, no embarrassment, no failure for someone who followed, who submitted his will to the will of one creator. And everybody is happy that, well, then we are all people of salvation, we are all faizun, we are all muflihun. Because we all believe that there is one God, everybody says La ilaha illallah. Well, then Imam said, بِشَرْتَهَا وَشُرُوتَهَا وَأَنَا مِنْ شُرُوتَهَا. Tawheed has one condition, and I'm the condition. Yes, Tawheed can save you, Tawheed can protect you, Tawheed can remove the punishment, Tawheed can bring salvation, but there is one condition, and that is Ahlul Bayt. Only through the enlightenment of Ahlul Bayt and the teachings of Ahlul Bayt, we understand the meaning of a Tawheed. Tawheed without Ahlul Bayt, it is like this, the takfiri, this Salafi cancer in the Muslim world, that they cut the head and they dance, they have like a celebration, they think it's a national sport, they think this is something like so good. This is when you say La ilaha illallah, when you say recite the Quran. And this is what exactly the Khawarij did. You see the Ibn Muljams, or those guys who killed Imam Ali, they prayed, they fasted, they recited the Quran. They knew all the tajweed. They would do it much better than you and I may do. But what was the problem with them? Why they were so ignorant? Because they missed the point. They missed the point that the Prophet said, من مات ولم يعرف إمام زمانه فقد مات ميتة الجاهلية. If you die and you don't know your Imam, the leader, your direction, you say Islam but there is no vision, there is no right interpretation. If you die without that direction and without that leadership, your death is the death of the age of Jahiliyyah. The Khawarij were Juhal. And those who follow them now, Whether in Iraq, that in the last 25 days, 700 people were killed in the masajid and Husseyniyat in Iraq. They were praying, they were fasting, they were reciting the Quran. But those criminals, they attacked the mosque. What's wrong with you? What those poor people did, men, women, and children, coming to the masjid in Ramadan and kill those people and say, wow, we go to heaven after this. You go directly to hell. Not just a normal levels of hell, it's a depth of darak al-asfal min al-nar, amir, and in the basement of the hell. That is your destination. There is no way for you guys to go to heaven. And my beloved brothers and sisters, as our guest speaker, honorable guest speaker is going to start, let me say that may God curse al-jahl. May God curse ignorance, that this disease destroyed our ummah for so many centuries. So many centuries. This disease caused our ummah to be divided. This disease caused our ummah to fight one another. This disease caused to say, هذا Shi'ia, هذا Sunni. This disease caused the ummah to miss the real point. You go to Mecca, you go to Medina, all this shorty and all the Saudi police do that. If you touch the shrine of the Prophet, like you committed the worst crime in the world. They were arresting me. I just was next to mihrab, in the mihrab of the Prophet in Masjid al-Nabi, and I touched the mihrab, and I, out of blessing, I touched my face, and the shorty come and he insulting and attacking and trying to arrest me like I'm the most criminal just because touched the mihrab of the Prophet and thinking that this is a blessing. Oh, this is shirk, this is this is that. This is all they understand out of Islam. Can you imagine that this is their Islam? That for them, Islam is just to have a long, long beard, and then to think that everything else is a shirk and is haram and is a bid'ah. They forgot that next to them is 60s, more than 60 years occupation is going on, and oppression is going on, injustice is going on. That's okay. But that's all they know from the Sunnah. All they know from the Sunnah have a big beard. And at this time of prayer, go everybody for prayer with force. All of a sudden you see that the time, like in Salat al-Dhuhr and Salat al-Maghrib, if you are in Mecca, in Medina, and you continue to do the business, they come and close your place. They are at the time of prayer. And sometimes you notice that how come all these people, they just close and they go directly to the Salah. Where's the wudu? I mean, it looks like many of them, you don't see, you see that all of these people, everybody goes to prayer. So when was the time that they made even wudu? They don't go to make a wudu, they just close and directly go there, and they've been hours and hours, except they are angels that they don't need to make wudu. That's another thing, but it doesn't look like that. So that's all they know about Islam. Yes, when you remove Ali and Hussein and Ahlul Bayt from La ilaha illallah, from Quran, from the Sunnah of the Prophet, then this is the destination of ignorance, and this is what you get when the main point is missed. Inshallah, we continue as Hajj Riyadh said, these are nights of power, and tonight we are going to listen to very beautiful, extremely beautiful voice of Sayyid Jawad when he recited Abu Hamza after the iftar, and also we may have, if we have time tonight, to listen to Samad Sheikh Mirza, also beautiful recitation of Al-Joshan. Of course, the main night is going to be Tuesday night, but we try tonight and Sunday night to do some of this dua. Only one Friday left out of this month of Ramadan, and let us really appreciate that. Let us have a race for reward for the next 10 nights of this holy month of Ramadan, saying that let us send our salam and salutation to Amir al-Mu'mineen. Wassalamu alayka ya Amir al-Mu'mineen ya Aba al-Hasan. Assalamu alayka yawma wulidta wa yawma istushhidta wa yawma tub'athu hayya. Wassalamu alaykum wa rahmatullah.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Okay, we have a few more people in here now, so I'll just reiterate briefly. First, I'll remind you to please turn off your cell phones. Check your cell phones, gentlemen, ladies, purses. We're still having, of course, the iftar dinners are going on. For those of you who have been coming here, that is still going on.